So tonight, again, like I said, this is December. This is our last meeting of the year. We made it through a year, tons of progress, tons of power, tons of growth, and we're going to talk about all of that tonight. So a little bit about our agenda. First and foremost, as always, we'll start with a grounding thanks to our healing team, and we'll announce our official new members. And we'll talk a little bit more about what that means for you as well, for those who are here for the first time. And then we will give some general organizational updates. What's new at IJ? What's happening? Keep you up to speed as to what's happening with all of us here at Initiate Justice. And then we'll allow our committees to provide their typical monthly updates. So all of our committees will provide an update as to what projects they are working on completed and what meetings you have to look forward to. And we'll go over our calendar of events for December. And then for our main event tonight, we are going to recap 2021 and bring in some new ideas and some things to look forward to for 2022. So we have a very packed main event. You'll get to hear about what all of our departments have accomplished, what you've helped us accomplish, and what you're going to help us accomplish in 2022. And then we will close out at around 8:15, letting you know what events are coming up, highlighting our December member of the month, and then giving you some closing remarks. And if you are here for the first time, please stay on after we completely end the call at 8:30 for our new member orientation. And you'll hear in just a little bit what that means and why you should stay for our new member orientation. But thank you everyone for being here. Thank you to all of our new attendees tonight. We just genuinely appreciate you for being here and hope that you enjoy the evening. My name is Antoinette Radcliffe, and I am the outside organizing manager with Initiate Justice. And tonight, my co-host as every member meeting is the lovely Leo Daisy.
Welcome everybody. For those who are tuning in for the first time, I'm so happy that you're joining us. I saw Casper. It's your first meeting with us, and you've been out for 15 years. So congratulations, and we're happy to have you in space with us. Yeah, just really excited to share with you all our program for tonight. But I serve as Initiate Justice's statewide advocacy manager, and you'll be hearing more from us later tonight, but just wanted to do a quick introduction. And it looks like we're gonna go ahead and get our meeting started with our grounding exercise that is led by our healing committee. In this case, it would be Rashida, just to get us ready and set for the rest of the program. So Rashida, if you could go ahead and lead us with that.
Yes, thank you so much, Antoinette and Daisy. I needed that energy. It's been a very long day, but we will get through it together. Okay, so Rashida, she, her, hers. And tonight, with the excitement that's going on, instead of something that's quiet, a quiet meditation, I thought we can do a little body movement. So just with each body movement, we'll take a collective deep breath in and out. So let's get in a comfortable position. And then our first body movement will be rolling of our neck.
Oh, Rashid, I think you're muted.
Okay. Rotating the opposite side, breathing in, exhaling out. Then we're gonna reach for the stars, reach for the sky, reach to the ceiling. Breathing in, bringing those hands down, exhaling out. Reaching up again, inhaling in, down, exhaling out. And then we're gonna move that movement to our shoulders, rotating back. Loosening up our shoulders in that tension. Breathing in through our nose. Exhaling, again, rotating forward. Okay. Down to our feet, just some movement in our feet if we're able. Breathing in, breathing out. And then just shaking it all off, like whatever you need, just doing a shake, being present in our body, mind, body. And then just 3 collective breaths together, breathing in, exhaling out. Again, breathing in love, exhaling out, and then breathing in community. Breathing in, exhaling out. At any time you need, again, just shake it off. Take those deep breaths when needed, and let's enjoy our meeting. But before we go into that, I want to pose a question. Just because we're in the season of gratitude, I have a quote for us. It says, "It always seems impossible until it's done." And IJ has done an amazing things this year. We have all done amazing things. So what my ask for you all to do is just put in the chat what is possible. So when you think of all the possibilities, just drop in what is possible, and let's be encouraged. Freedom, abolition, justice, freedom is possible. Okay. What else is? Love is possible. Community is possible. Healing is possible. Peace, using our voice, new beginnings, unity, a safe space, healing and education for all, change, self-love, a loving world. Everything is possible. Repairing relationships. So with all those things, just remember anything is possible because we're doing the work. And thank you all.
Rashida, thank you so much. We're so grateful for you. So grateful for you being here and getting us grounded and loosened up and just ready for an exciting evening. So thank you again. And you'll hear more from Rashida again a little bit later. So don't worry. But I want to go ahead and get us started with one of our really exciting announcements that we make every single member meeting. And that's a welcome to our new official members. So here at Initiate Justice, we have organizers, we have members, inside members, outside members. So a little bit about what that means. So official Initiate Justice outside members are individuals who consistently attend our member meetings, having attended 3 monthly meetings in a 4-month period. They are members who have completed our short orientation, which is an introduction to Initiate Justice. And that is what I was mentioning earlier, that I highly encourage everyone who is on this call for the first time to stay for after we close at 8:30. And that orientation is it meets the requirement for one of those qualifications to be a full official Initiate Justice member. And then the third requirement is that you sign up for one of our committees. So these individuals that I'm going to announce have met all of those. They're active in committees. They've completed the orientation, and they also have attended 3 out of 4 of our monthly meetings. And so, like, with a great welcome, as I name them off, please share love in the chat with your reactions. And want to give a welcome to Alessia, who's here, who is joining us from Italy at 3:30 in the morning. So welcome, Alessia. She supports many of our committees, including our outreach, and works hard to support us despite the time difference. We have Jeff White is a new official member who's also been engaged, just recently did a tabling event. So thank you, Jeff. Maria Ricarte, who's also very well involved, and Marenia Victoria. So thank you to the 4 of them for being consistent, being dedicated. And if you are here tonight, please, toot your own horn in the chat as you will. And welcome. Please look out and look forward to your welcome package with your IJ gear and just your official welcome to Initiate Justice. We hope that you can continue to do this work with us and continue to build your own power as you support our efforts to abolish prison. So thank you and welcome to our 4 new members. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Daisy as she covers our organizational updates tonight.
Thanks, Antoinette. And again, just welcome to folks who are tuning in. I still see folks trickling in, so we're just about to get started. We wanted to first start off before we dive into the committee updates with some organizational updates. So we are at the end of the year and have, really come through with a lot of accomplishments and wins that we're going to be highlighting later tonight. But wanted to flag for everybody that December is actually a short month for us. So we actually will be closed beginning December 20th, and we'll be reopening back on the 3rd of January. So just keep that in mind, that for the last 2 weeks of December, our office will be closed. And so all of the committees will be resuming their meetings again in January. But just wanted to flag that for folks if you are trying to get in touch with us during the last 2 weeks. Also wanted to share out that for folks that may not be familiar, we do have a podcast that we released earlier this year known as Abolition is for Everybody. And that podcast is available on our website as well as anywhere that podcasts are sold, but now are available. But now the podcast is also going to be available on the platform that's known as Ko-fi. And so on this platform, we're actually going to be able to share behind the scenes content and delve into more abolition specific topics that includes working definitions and some ways to answer frequently asked questions. So that's going to be a really cool space for folks to really be part of. We'll be sharing the link in the chat. That way you can access that. But on this platform, we're also going to be sharing out letters from our incarcerated members and organizers so that way you can really see who is really doing the work on behind those walls on the inside and really connect with them. And on Ko-fi, you'll be able to leave comments, ask questions, or really just utilize the space as a resource. So we're hoping that's something that you all will be able to take advantage of. It's available now, so feel free to check that out. And there will be exclusive material as well for those who donate, but there will still be a lot of resources and content available for everyone in general. And so again, we ask if you have already had a chance to check out our podcast, leave us a review on there. That helps folks really get to see the podcast and get it out into those spaces that we're really trying to get into. But just wanted to flag that. We now have that available on Ko-fi. And the last thing I wanted to also note is that we have been hearing from folks throughout the months that they really would love to see more IJ merchandise. And so we're thrilled to announce that we have a store that's now open on our site. We have one product as of now. We're going to be working on building this up, but for now, you can check out a shirt that we have up for sale in our shop that says "Abolition is my love language." We'll share the link in the chat. That way you can check out the shirt. And if you purchase a shirt, we'd love to see you wear it. So feel free to take a selfie and tag us with it. We, again, just launched this yesterday. And so we are excited to see folks wearing those shirts. But just wanted to, again, flag that for folks as organizational updates as we are in the year. And we do see the request for international shipping. So we'll see what we can do as we start building up our store. But in the meantime, that is available for folks who are living in the United States, and excited to see you all be able to look into that and hopefully wear those. But for now, we're going to go ahead and move on to our committee update. So as Antoinette mentioned, in order to be considered an outside member, you do have to be active in at least one of the committees that we have. And so for folks who are new, maybe you're wondering, what are these committees? So the committees are working groups that are open to any members of the community who want to help support the work of these committees. We have 5 committees and they support 5 different departments. And so we have the advocacy committee that really is involved with like the policy aspect of our work. We have our inside membership committee that is involved with folks on the inside and the work that we do with getting them connected to receive the work that we are doing and spreading that message. In addition, our inside organizing program that trains folks on the inside to become organizers and really help lead the work from behind the walls, as well as outside membership with myself and Antoinette co-lead, and that's working with folks on the outside to build our base. And lastly, our healing committee. So these are 5 different committees that you can get involved with. You can be involved in as many as you'd like, but we do ask that you get involved with at least one of them, and that considers you an active member. and really help support our work. And so we have updates from each of these committees that you'll be hearing from the leads in a moment. And usually these committees meet once a month, but like I mentioned, December is a short month for us. So we'll be resuming those meetings again in January. But I'm going to go ahead and kick us off with our advocacy committee, which is actually co-led by our policy team, which is Greg and Sarah, and they'll be sharing the update as far as like what's been going on with their committee and how you can get involved and contact them.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Greg. I serve as the policy manager for Initiate Justice. My colleague Sarah and I lead the advocacy committee for IJ. For those who are new, our committee focuses on supporting our legislation and the work that we do in Sacramento. So each year we try to introduce, 3 to 4 bills that touch different issue areas that we know that are going to advance systemic change, bring people home, reunite families. And so a lot, goes into working on these bills and making sure they pass. And there's just a lot of support that's needed. And that's where the advocacy committee helps us plug a lot of gaps. And so our committee helps us with a lot of things. I think something we like to say is that there's no like interest or like expertise or experience that's needed. If you just let us know you want to get involved, we'll train you up. We'll turn you all into grassroots lobbyists, and we'll make sure you all have the tools and the power to feel comfortable to either go to the Capitol virtually and participate in lobby visits and help us with our legislation. So in December, we will not be holding any events, but we will be back in full force in January with 3 to 4 events each month. There are lots of ways for folks to plug in and support the work. We have different action items. My colleague Sarah is doing a lot of work to make the advocacy committee have a lot more like projects and workshops so people can, again, work on their skills, get more comfortable, using legislative terms, learning how to speak to a legislator, learning how to be strong lobbyists. And those are all skills that we just really, really need from people to help us with the bills that we're going to be working on in the Capitol. So no immediate updates for you all tonight other than to say, please get involved in our work. I'll put my email and my colleague's email, Sarah, in the chat in a moment. You can contact us. Right now, we're just doing a lot of planning, a lot of research, a lot of drafting, putting stuff together to make sure we have a big legislative package, a really important thing moving forward. So when we come back in January, we'll have, like I'm saying, our 3 or 4 events for folks to join, learn more about the issues we're going to be working on next year, and learn about how everyone can support, right? So with that, I think that's just a quick overview I wanted to provide. Again, my email is just Greg@Initiate Justice. Oh, thank you, Daisy, for putting it in the chat. Or Sarah@Initiate Justice. You can hit us up, contact us anytime, questions, comments, concerns. We are both policy heads. We love to talk about it. And we would love to turn all of you into policy heads and policy experts as well. So please come get involved with our committee if you are interested. And it'll be really big and exciting in the new year. And we'll need lots of support to be successful. So I'm counting on all of you to join. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg, for that. And again, if your interest is in bills, policy, how to become an effective advocate, the advocacy committee is the space for you. And so again, if you're new, please stay afterwards. We're going to share a document that has a description of all the committees. But this is the committee that is the one you'll want to plug into if that's what your area of interest is in. And so we dropped the emails in the chat, but their emails are Greg, G-R-E-G, @initiatejustice.org, and Sarah's is SARAH @initiatejustice.org. And so again, we do have a calendar of events that we share out. Again, December is a short month, but in January, we'll have the one that has all of the events for the month and how you can get plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Crystal and Efrain, as they are the co-leads of our Inside Membership Committee.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? I actually have to go on off camera because sometimes my Wi-Fi goes crazy. So my name is Efrain. I'm the Inside Programs Associate with Initiate Justice. I go by he, him, his pronouns, along with Crystal, the Inside Programs Manager, Crystal Cardenas. We co-lead the Inside membership team. So what we do, we're in charge of responding to the mail. We get the mail directly straight from our PO box. Go sort through mail. We have plenty of membership signups. We do a date of entry to enter those the new members into our database. And I'm happy to announce that we have our membership is at 45,547 members statewide, which is amazing. Far exceeded our goal for this year. So just huge round of applause to all the volunteers, all the staff, everybody that's helped, see this through and help us continue to grow. Crystal and I currently are sorting through mail, so we're expecting a big influx of mail. So our volunteers will be happy to know that we're going to be having some more data entry, some mail to respond to. I know we all look forward to it, and I just want to say thank you for that. We do other, as Daisy mentioned, we will not have no committee meeting this month, but our next committee meeting will be Wednesday, January 12th at 5:30. We'll be sending out the RSVP link in January for people to RSVP for that. And one thing we do have coming up, and this is in collaboration with our Inside organizing team. The Inside team is working on a holiday event. IJs, we're going to be responding. We're going to be doing holiday cards for all of our Inside organizers. And we're also going to be doing data entry and recording our members who donated to our Repeal, Reunite, and Reinvest campaign to end 3 strikes. So that will be on Friday, December 10th from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Crystal just dropped that into the chat there. Thank you very much, Crystal. The RSVP link is there for you guys to RSVP. We're looking forward to this event. It's going to be a fun event. We're also, we're going to be doing data entry, but we're looking, I found that it's a great place for people just to hang out, people that are in this movement together, to know each other, in person instead of via Zoom. So we will be doing just a couple notes for the holiday event. We will be checking vaccination cards in accordance with LA regulations, of course. All of your safety is number one to us. So we want to make sure everybody is okay with that. Dinner will be provided. So looking forward to food. I love to eat. And then we're going to be having childcare for this event. So please RSVP with kids, ages, etc. On the RSVP link. And I want to give a huge shout out to Cheryl for this. Cheryl will be helping us out with daycare. So thank you very much, Cheryl. If you're here, I wanted to say thank you for that. And I think that pretty much sums up any we have. Just lastly, it's been a great year. I've recently came on, just got to see it grow in the last 3 months. And I just want to say I'm grateful to all our volunteers. I know during this day and age where time is like precious commodity, y'all volunteer with us, take the time, give us the energy, help out. Words cannot express how grateful we are, for your willingness to continue to come, join us in these meetings, help us volunteer with the call to action that we have. Without you, I know we would not have been so successful this year. So I just wanted to say thank you to all our volunteers on behalf of the membership and our whole IJ staff. And one last thing, Daisy already dropped it. If you guys have any questions with Inside membership, feel free to reach out to us, Crystal at initiatejustice.org and Ephraim at initiatejustice.org. And I'll send it back, Daisy.
Thank you so much, Ephraim. And there was a question that in the chat as far as like a age minimum for childcare. So Crystal asked that folks email her if they do have questions on that, and she will check with the volunteer that's providing childcare. Again, Crystal's email is CRYSTAL at initiatejustice.org. And hopefully we'll be able to see some of you who are in the Los Angeles area for that event. But next up, I'm actually going to turn it over to our inside organizing team, which is co-led by Lee and Adam.
What is up, our social justice community? We are so happy to be here. My name is Lee Gibson, he, him, his. I'm the inside organizing manager. Adam, introduce yourself.
I'm Adam Kane, he, him, his. I'm the inside program associate, specifically inside organizing.
So today we just have some quick updates. As Daisy has already mentioned, we're not going to be having our IO committee meeting this month, but we will be resuming in January. Thus far this year, because of the IO committee work that has been put in, we've been able to train 34 senior inside organizers. That is over the phone training. And we've also been able to review a lot of curriculums. And that's really what we're focusing on in the inside the inside organizing committee is just training the folks inside, people that have raised their hands, stepped up and want to become more involved in peer advocacy inside, people that want to be able to organize and to lead their peers and members that are inside these institutions to be able to unite around these bills that IJ's pushing, that other orgs are pushing, things that we know that are going to change the system and bring abolition to fruition. That is what we're looking for. That is what we're trying to achieve. And that is what we're aiming for. And so within the Inside Organizing Committee, if y'all want to join us, we meet on the first Thursday of every month. As I said, we're not meeting this month. So January 6th will be our next one at 5:30 p.m. And you can hit me up at lee@initiatejustice.org, or you can hit Adam up at initiatejustice.org. You don't have to wait till the next committee meeting to get involved in curriculum reviewing. We do have a YouTube link that we can provide to you that shows you the process that we can share out with you. And if it's something that you're interested in doing, we would highly appreciate it, because it is arming our folks inside with all of the knowledge, all of the tools to be able to become peer advocates, peer organizers inside these facilities. And it's going to make a difference not only in our families and our loved ones' lives, but in the system that we're trying to abolish, that we're trying to bring down. So please, Adam, have I missed anything?
No, you pretty much covered everything. I just want to give a special shout out to everybody that's doing phone training and everybody that is reviewing the curriculums with us, because it's very, very hard work. And y'all just don't know how much we appreciate it, because that helps initiate justice out. It don't just help us out, it helps initiate justice, meaning our loved ones inside is getting fully equipped. Talk to an IO today, and I mean, whoever trained him, I mean, he was so involved, and I just love it. So I just wanted to say that, thank y'all. Let's continue to work, and back to you, Lee. That's good.
Thank you so much. And like he said, we appreciate all the volunteers, everybody that always shows up. And, also importantly is the staff here at IJ. Every day they go hard behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see, whether it's the healing committee, the policy committee, the inside membership, the outside organizing, all the way up to our ED. You all set the stage, you set the path, and it's something that we are proud to be a part of. And so if you want to be a part of any of our committees, if any of this resonates with you, please hit up the respective people that will be able to plug you in. And as always, thank you so much, Daisy and Antoinette, for leading these monthly member meetings. We really appreciate it. You're always on point. And so again, you can hit me up at lee@initiatejustice.org or adam@initiatejustice.org if you're interested in being part of the IO committee. Thank you so much. Daisy, back to you.
Thank you, Lee and Adam. And for folks who are new, they are our hype team. As you can see, they bring the energy. They put the E in energy. So hopefully y'all just got a little taste of that. And this is what you can expect every single member meeting when we have the dynamic duo with us. But just wanted to also clarify, because I saw a question in the chat, just to make sure that there's no confusion. There is a difference between inside membership and inside organizing. Inside membership focuses on the larger base of members who are incarcerated that receive our magazine 4 times a year. And then our organizers are folks that are specifically undergoing training while they're incarcerated to be able to lead campaigns from the inside. So inside membership is under Crystal and Efrain, and inside organizing is under Adam and Lee. And we'll also drop their emails in the chat again for folks who want to do that. But if you are, again, a first timer, we are asking that you stay behind because we actually go over a little bit more in detail at the end in the orientation. And Adam, I see your hand is raised.
Yeah, I just want to chime in. I want to chime in real quick. In addition with what Daisy is explaining about inside membership and inside organizing, we are one because our IOs help facilitate and help promote, not promote, but help engage people inside to be a part of our community. So that's another thing that I really want to touch up on because that it works hand in hand. So even the ones that may not want to be IOs, that's just straight members, they still advocating, we still pushing, but that's it works hand in hand. So I just want to say that, and thank you. Back to you, Daisy.
Thanks, Adam. And so we're going to go ahead and move on to outside membership, which is co-led again by myself and Antoinette. I'm going to have Antoinette do the recap on this one as far as what we accomplished this last month.
Thank you, Daisy. And I mean, tough act to follow, right? Lee's energy, Adam's energy, so genuine, but always so hype every single time. So thank you, Lee and Adam, for bringing that every single member meeting. But for outside membership, so shout out to our outside membership for holding it down while IJ staff was on a staff strategizing retreat. Like, round of applause to them. So what our outside membership accomplished while we were out, we actually had a tabling event in the Inland Empire that was actually hosted by CDCR. So their reentry, their Department of Adult Parole Operations reentry fair. And so several of our outside members and outside organizers showed up to that fair and engaged with tons of our members in the Riverside and Inland Empire community. And at our outside membership meeting earlier this week, our participants shared like how empowering and how engaging that particular experience was for them, some of which had actually tabled for the very first time with but with Initiate Justice. And so they observed that several of the attendees recognized Initiate Justice from the inside and were now happy to be out and find Initiate Justice. They had been, looking or seeking or wanting to get involved, but didn't quite know where to start. So as soon as they seen the table, they're like, expressing gratitude, expressing appreciation, even some being in tears, having been released from a life sentence, and just expressing how grateful they are for Initiate Justice and the work that we do and wanting to continuously be involved. So just know that the work we do, it touches them, they hear us, they see us, and they come home looking for us. And so that was welcomed and expressed at this particular tabling event. So thank you to all of our organizers and members that held that event down for us. We also had 2 skill building webinars over the past couple of weeks in collaboration with students from UCLA. And so thank you to our outside membership committee for supporting them, providing them feedback. What does our community need and what type of webinars could fully support or build the skills of our outside members. And so at our outside membership committee meeting, we talked about what are some other webinars outside of the ones we recently held, which one was on general tech support using Zoom, using Gmail, Google Docs. You can catch that on YouTube soon. And then the other one was research tips and tools. So how to research your representative, a potential candidate when you're preparing for voting, how to research a bill in general or a bill that's now a law. And so we covered ledge info, things like that. You will be able to catch that one on YouTube as well. So if you missed those webinars, stay tuned. Our outside membership committee is working to develop some ideas for what webinars we will have for you in 2022. So if you're interested in joining that type of work, and as Daisy mentioned earlier, what the outside membership committee does is we focus on not only building the power of our existing members and feeding skills, knowledge, and resources to our existing members, but conducting outreach to the community to let other impacted members of the community know Initiate Justice is here, we exist, and how they can get involved. So if you're interested in joining us in that part of our work here at Initiate Justice, then you can email either myself, Antoinette, at initiatejustice.org, or Daisy, which is Daisy at initiatejustice.org. And for this month, we won't have a meeting. No, the November/December meeting we had earlier this week was our last meeting of the year, but we will be catching you all again in January. So thank you to our outside membership committee. And I will, if I didn't miss anything, Daisy, then we'll pass it on to healing. All right, passing it to healing with Miss Rashida.
It's me, I'm back, just a wardrobe change. I got my IJ gear, so make sure y'all purchase y'all IJ gear. Okay, so just a brief insight, if you've never been to one of our healing circles or haven't been to our committee, the wave that I noticed that they run, we have 3 different styles. We have an informative style where you just talk about different topics. We have a safe space. And then we have some of our circles where you go in and like it's more of a therapeutic approach. All of the circles provide something different, but they're all very powerful. And so the month of November, we had topics such as relationship with your finances. We were able to bring in our loved ones in one of the circles where we brought their picture. That's my brother back there. I brought him into the space and we acknowledged and uplifted him and the loved ones of the others who came. In one of the circles, so much of the time we do all of this work, and how often do we acknowledge ourselves and our strengths? So in one of the circles, we did that. So a lot of powerful work that we do. And then lastly, at the end, our healing committee come together, bring our skills, insight, what's working, what's not working, what we would like to see. And that's pretty much what our team consists of. So if you've never been, we encourage you to come. If you have skills, if you have knowledge, insight, and the ways that you like to see others heal, or if you want, ways that you heal and you feel that it would be beneficial to others, we invite you to come out. Again, shout out to everyone who came, being vulnerable and trusting the space, and trusting the space. That's pretty much it for our updates. Again, healing is what we make it, and we have to heal for us. And I'll always repeat that we have to prioritize our healing. So we have our men's healing circle, which is led by Manny and Graham, which is December 13th. We have our formerly incarcerated circle, which is led by me, and that will be December 15th. And then we have our formerly incarcerated circle, which is December 20th, which is led by Miss Betty and Graham. And we won't be having a healing committee this month, but we'll resume for the month of January. And then we'll have a holiday circle, just bringing in the new year with some resolutions, what we like to see on January 2nd. So a flyer will go out for that. Again, if you have anything that you would like to add, we welcome it. And again, shout out to the team for all that you all bring. It is appreciated, it's valued, it's seen. And that is it from the Healing Committee.
Thank you so much, Rashida. And I went ahead and dropped in the chat the dates that we have lined up in December for the healing circles, as well as where you can RSVP for all of those events. And also save the date for the holiday healing circle, since that will be taking place before our next meeting. So if you do have any questions regarding our healing committee, you all can email joinhealing@initiatejustice.org. And I just dropped that in the chat as well. Sometimes it's hard to multitask here. But yes, and yeah, and thank you for that update, Rashida. So for those who, again, even if you are a returning member, or if you're brand new and if you are already intrigued and wanting to sign up for some of the other committees that are here, you can sign up for the committees via the link that I just dropped in the chat. It's bit.ly, I think it's called a backward slash, join IJ, JOINIJ, and it just it's a short form, and you just check off which committees you're interested in, and we'll make sure we add you to the email list for them, because that's how they use that's what they utilize to communicate with folks who are part of those committees. So just make sure you fill that out if you are intrigued by any of the information that you heard tonight. And lastly, before we move on to the main portion of our event, We usually have a calendar of events for folks who are new, and this is where we have all of the events for the month that you can interact with and click on. Again, I mentioned that this month is a short month, so we don't have as much going on this month, but I just wanted to give you all a preview of this is what we have for December. So tonight is the member meeting. The holiday party that's happening in our LA office is listed here next Friday on the 10th, as well as the 3 healing circles that will be taking place. And for any of these, if you're interested in, all you have to do is click on them and it will take you to the link where you can RSVP for these events. And we also will be sending this out in an email that is included with the video of the meeting in case you wanted to rewatch this. So just make sure you're signed up for our email list if you're not already, and you can do that through our website, but that will be sent to everybody in the coming days. But in the meantime, we can drop that link in the chat for folks to access. And thank you so much, Antoinette. And so please feel free to click on that, save that, but we are going to be sending that out. And in addition, just wanted to also uplift that our website got a makeover. So feel free to take a peep at our website. We also have all our events listed on our events page on the website as well. So you can just go over to our website and check that out. Let us know what you think of the new look. And hopefully you all enjoy it. But that is it for our committee updates. And again, we do check the chat. But sometimes Antoinette and I, because we are co-hosting, it's hard for us to catch everything that's in the chat. So just know that if we didn't get to you tonight for a question that you have in there, we do go back and review the chat. And we have a list of who's attended the evening, so we'll be able to email you to get back to you in case there are any questions that we missed in the chat. But grateful to everybody for hanging tight. And so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the main portion of our program, which is going to be a look at 2021 and where we are at now. So Antoinette, I'm going to pass it to you while I set up the screen. That way folks have a visual to go with our presentation for tonight.
Yes, thank you, Daisy. Thank you, everyone. And just once again, if you are for any reason in need of closed captioning or a transcript of this meeting while you are watching, then you can do that. That option is available. Go ahead and click generally. It's the more option at the bottom of your screen with 3 dots, and you can show subtitle or view transcript in order to view our closed captioning for this meeting. But so what Daisy is loading up now is going to be a few slides because we want to share with you all what we've accomplished in 2021. So it's been a long year, but it's been a year of tremendous growth. It's been a year of power building. It's been a year of just tremendous support from within the community and progress towards abolition. So we're going to take a few minutes just to go through and recap 2021 and what all of our departments have accomplished with your support. So thank you, Daisy, for loading that up. So first and foremost, as you all know, we have our policy team, or our advocacy committee is what supports our policy department. So over the past year, our policy team has been successful in creating 2 new spaces for the advocacy committee. So outside of having advocacy committee meetings, outside of passing legislation, drafting legislation, and all of the work, building relationships with representatives, all of the work that our policy team has done, our policy team has created some additional spaces to help build and develop our skills, our knowledge, and our power here on the outside. And so that is our policy office hours. And at our policy office hours, you can join our policy manager and Sarah. You can ask any questions that you have related to policy, whether that's understanding legislation, understanding the process here in California, understanding a particular bill, or where a bill might be stuck at, or what the status of it is. And so that space has been a great space for just generating knowledge. It has been a great space of dialogue to really understand how it is that Initiate Justice passes laws here in California. And then also Abolition Corner. So as you all know, Initiate Justice is an organization that fights for abolition. That means we pass non-reformist reform. So instead of passing legislation that just simply changes or puts a little plug in a problem with the in policy, instead we pass policies that actually seek to end and abolish punitive justice systems, end and abolish our over-reliance on incarceration as a means to solving our community and social issues. And so Abolition Corner has been a space to talk about what abolition looks like for us. What does organizing look like from an abolitionist perspective? What does policy look like? And really on the basic foundational form, what is abolition to us? And so all of those questions that people have, some questions that come from our podcast, those are answered in Abolition Corner with Sarah. And then also, while they've had their policy office hours, their Abolition Corner, they've also generated a lot of feedback and brainstorming from you all in their advocacy committee meeting. And so the policy team is intending to incorporate all the feedback and strategizing how to utilize these spaces for next year. So in the next year, they'll be hosting a lot more workshops and deep dives to help us reach our goal of democratizing knowledge, making it more accessible, more understandable, and comprehended by all of us here as members of the impacted community. So thank you to our policy team. Thank you to our advocacy committee. We are grateful for you. And inside membership. So where did inside membership start and where are they now? Inside membership at the beginning of the year was at nearly 33,000 members. And as of now, we have over 45.5 thousand members in every prison, every CDCR prison throughout the state of California and more. So that's over 10,000 members that we have accumulated over the past year. And that's with the help of our data entry volunteers. That's with the help of even our mail responding volunteers. So shout out to our outside membership team for 10,000 new members and maintaining that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That means 10,000 more people inside of our state prisons are receiving our newsletter. They're receiving information on policy, information on abolition, and action items in order to advocate for their own rights and the rights of the community. So with that, like I said, they receive our quarterly journal. So what began at the beginning of this year as a one-page newsletter is now a full 3-page front and back journal. So 6 pages total. And we've sent out 3 issues in 2021. And we've also added Spanish. So now Spanish-speaking volunteers and members are receiving our Insight Journal in their native language. So shout out to our Insight team for translating all of that material into the Spanish language. So over 2,000 Insight members who speak Spanish are now receiving our newsletter, or journal, sorry. And then also what our Inside membership has done, and I think it's extremely recognizable and admirable, is accumulated over 70 volunteers that keep the Inside membership team running. That means over 70 people either here tonight, I know many of you are here tonight, and who are not here tonight, assist with responding to mail. These over 45,000 individuals keep us updated keep our database updated. So anytime a new list comes in, that list is inputted into our database. So shout out to our Inside membership team, Crystal, Efrain, thank you for holding it down, as well as our entire Inside membership committee for these amazing, amazing accolades. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And just also wanting to highlight that the 45,000 folks that we have as members now it's increasing every single week. And with every journal that we send in, or magazine that we send in, we keep receiving hundreds of folks who want to be signed up for the next one. So we already have more than half of the folks who are in CDCR facilities as Inside members, and we're hoping to continue to expand this in the coming year. But really just wanted to highlight that because this is an incredible feat to be able to have so much information going in to so many people. I'm gonna do the next one, Antoinette, that way you can get a break from your voice and drink some water. So inside organizing, again, this department really has built up the infrastructure that's in place for our organizers on the inside. This particular department has been able to really just overhaul and create and recreate the curriculum that we have inside for folks who are undergoing the training process to become inside organizers, where we now have a 61-page correspondence course, so that way we can ensure that folks who are undergoing the training really are coming out as organizers who can represent IJ at the level that we would like them to be able to effectively lead the campaigns on the inside. We also were able to have a facilitator's guide that was created specifically for phone training. And so that's something that Leah and Adam mentioned that their committee helps support with, is having folks out here become phone trainers. And these phone trainers are paired with a person that wants to become an inside organizer, so that way they can get trained on what they need to know to become an official inside organizer. So we were finally able to come up with this guide that will be able to be companion to the training that is provided. We also trained this year 8 folks to become curriculum reviewers, and these are folks who grade the packets of the many number of people who are in the process of becoming inside organizers. So once they complete the correspondence course, that comes back to us, and that is then graded by this group of folks. So we were able to have 8 of those individuals trained, so that way they can support Leah and Adam with those efforts. And also 12 phone trainers were added to our program, which I think we just launched earlier this year, or maybe at the end of last year, right, Lee? It wasn't that long ago. So this committee is one where you want to plug in if this is where you want to support, but it is growing. We started the year earlier at somewhere in the 115, 20 range of inside organizers, and now we're ending the year with 204 IOs. So definitely that's going to continue to keep increasing as we keep receiving these packets on the inside from folks. And we also ended up launching a senior inside organizer and a mentorship program this year. So we also have trained 34 senior inside organizers and 8 mentors to the program. And this is going to really help support Lee and Adam in making sure that we can get quality as far as like who is being trained on what and the content that they are receiving. In addition, the dynamic duo responded to over 600 phone calls and 600 letters from the inside organizers that they connect with on a weekly basis. And we also were able to visit finally, after COVID and everything that was in place, we finally were able to go to visit 3 institutions to spread the word about Initiate Justice and how they can get involved. And really, it's those events where we are able to connect with folks on the inside, because our team is able to go inside and really show folks who we are and why we want them to be part of the movement to help us abolish prisons and end mass incarceration. So a round of applause for our inside organizing department for all of their accomplishments, and so excited to see what is in store for the upcoming year. In addition, our outside membership department welcomed 81 official outside members. So that's individuals, again, that are coming to these meetings, are actively involved in at least one committee, and attend the orientation. So we are over 81 members now. And that was all just really developed in this year. So thank you to everybody who has consistently shown up for Initiate Justice at our meetings and whatever spaces you're in the committees that you partake in and the events that you join, because we really are building our base up with your support. And the member meeting attendance has definitely doubled since we started our meetings this year. We have been elated to have guests such as the Attorney General Rob Bonta and Assembly members Ash Kara and Isaac Bryan join us for meetings. And we're hoping that the upcoming year will also bring some exciting guests, as we see that this is something that folks really enjoy connecting and interacting with. And lastly, we also hosted the legislative visits that many organizers on the outside and members participated in. So in the spring, we had over 45 legislative visits that over 100 folks participated in. And in the summer, we had specially targeted summer recess visits. And so that was about 16 legislators that we were targeting. And so very, very happy with the outcome as far as like folks walking away with feeling a lot more confident and really involved with understanding the policy aspects of our work, because that really is at the forefront of what we do in making sure that we can help change laws that will help bring people home. And so I'm gonna turn it over to Antoinette to cover outside organizing next.
Yes, thank you, Daisy. And again, shout out to all of the support that we get at our member meetings. Like this year, we went from last year having about 30 to 40 individuals at our member meetings to averaging 96 participants on our member meeting calls this year, and peaking at like over 140 in particular for one of our member meetings. So thank you for joining us every first Wednesday night of the month. And we just hope that you continue to support us through next year. So outside organizing, what have we done? So this year, Initiate Justice has graduated through our Institute of Impacted Leaders program, 132 new outside organizers. We have successfully completed 8 cohorts throughout 8 different areas in the state of California. This year alone, we've been to Fresno, Orange County, South Bay, LA. We've been to the San Fernando Valley. We've been to San Diego, Bakersfield, Santa Barbara, and San Jose. So we now have over 230 outside organizers. That means people who are directly impacted by incarceration, who are now trained to understand community organizing, to understand the policy process here in the state of California, and to advocate for their rights, fight for abolition, and advocate for the freedom of all of us. So shout out to all of our graduates, shout out to all of our facilitators who helped make this possible and accomplished 8 graduations this year. We hosted 2 town halls in which over 13 legislators and staff heard from all of our outside organizers about what their community needs to see in policy. And so that was a huge accomplishment. And then we also gathered over 30 outside organizers at our outside organizer retreat. So not only did we experience tremendous growth in developing more leaders in our community, but we experienced being able to spend some time and space in community brainstorming and strategizing what the future looks like for our outside organizers and for Initiate Justice. So shout out to all of the graduates of the Institute of Impacted Leaders, those who graduated in previous cohorts as well. Total, we've graduated 13 cohorts of the Institute of Impacted Leaders. So again, just congratulations, and super grateful for all of the support that we received from our facilitators to make that happen. And then healing. So our healing committee, which we've launched for the first time this year, where did it start and where did it go? Well, it started as an idea. The healing committee was an idea by former outside organizers at a previous outside organizer retreat, and it is now a fully functioning healing committee and team. So the healing team has maintained 3 monthly healing circles for our community every single month without interruption. The healing team has improved the quality of our Institute of Impacted Leaders learning experience by being present to support like the emotionally heavy trainings that we sometimes experience throughout the Institute of Impacted Leaders. So thank you, healing team, for being present and showing up to support our developing leaders. And at the beginning of the year, so the healing team started with implementing a healing curriculum. And they continue to build on those ideas with members and provide this space for our community. And now they've ended the year in just complete love, gratitude, and optimism. And they're reminded just really how powerful collective healing is. And as a community, how we need to heal for ourselves and address our needs in ways that work for us. So in doing so, we were actually able, thank you Healing Committee, for hosting an in-person healing space for the first time in the Los Angeles area, despite COVID, despite everything that we are experiencing, being able to continuously provide a healing space and then provide an in-person healing space. Thank you so much to our healing committee, our healing team, our facilitators, and those who helped down our healing committee throughout 2021. And again, this idea came from outside organizers. After graduating Institute, coming to our outside organizer retreat, and we asked what, our just phenomenal executive director truly believes in hearing from us what we should do or what we need, and fulfilling that. And that's what happened with the healing committee this year. So thank you to those who posed it, those who developed it, and all of our facilitators who have maintained our healing space. And thank you to all of you for taking advantage of and attending and really seeking to participate in our healing events and circles. Okay, so tons of work, right? Tons of accomplishments, tons of things that we've done. So how did we make this happen? And just really wanting to appreciate and acknowledge the team, right? The team that has made this a possibility. And so one thing that we want to acknowledge is our Initiate Justice staff and the growth that we've experienced all throughout 2021. So Daisy, do you want to take this one or do you want me to take this one? She's like, yeah, I got it.
yeah, let's, I'm telling you, we're a tag team because talking does require you to refill with water. But while Antoinette refills on water and tea, I think she's a tea drinker on that. Wanted to share that we have expanded our staff by so much in just in this year alone. When we started out this year, in January, we were 8. And so over the course of the last 12 months, we have added 5 new team members. So that way we are now 13. And so we are so thrilled to have welcomed Michelle, Ross, Sarah, Adam, and Efrain to our team because IJ is growing. I mean, the number of inside members that we have, the number of inside organizers, the folks that have graduated from the Institute of Impact and Leaders program, our member base on the outside, we need help. And so that is all possible because we have the team and the right resources in place to do that. So that is one of the biggest highlights, I think, of the year. Is so grateful to have seen this team have magnificent folks get added to it to help us with our work. And so again, just wanted to shout out these folks for joining our team and helping us with our efforts. So just one of the biggest, I think, accomplishments. And share in the chat if you'd like to, your thoughts on our team expanding.
Thank you. And then also who has assisted us in accomplishing all of our goals this year are our facilitators. So we have our Institute facilitators and then we have our healing facilitators. So I just want to give a special shout out to all of our Institute of Impacted Leaders facilitators who each facilitated 2 different cohorts this year. So Crystal, Graham, Monica, Melinda, Serafine, Yolanda, and Zykia. If you're here tonight, toot your own horn in the chat because you graduated 2 cohorts this year. You held 2 graduations this year. You assisted in cumulatively awarding certificates from over 10 different assembly member and Senate offices. So shout out to every single one of our facilitators for making that a huge accomplishment for us this year. And then outside of our Institute of Impacted Leaders facilitators, we also have our Healing Circle facilitators. So thank you to all of those who made our Healing Circles a safe space, a vulnerable space, and a truly healing space for all of our communities. So Rashida, Indigo, Graham, Manny, Miss Betty, thank you so much. If you're here, we appreciate you. We need you. And as you all say, we heal for us. So if you're looking for healing, like that's who y'all tap in with, because they hold down the healing spaces. They keep them safe, and they definitely keep us whole.
We also wanted to uplift our 2021 members of the month. So every member meeting at the end, we uplift a member, an outside member who we believe we want to recognize for their efforts and their work to help us accomplish our organizational mission and goals. And so you'll be hearing at the end of tonight's meeting who that member is for the month of December. But I wanted to just take a moment to recognize folks for this year, including Shayla, Michelle, Cheryl, Crispy, Jonathan, Monica, Roxana, Jay, Stephanie, Jessica, and Rachel. We just want to again appreciate and uplift you all for all of the work that you do to support Initiate Justice in whatever spaces you are in. We really cannot do this work without you. And just wanted to also note that Michelle started off as a member and is now staff. So just wanted to again highlight that, because we do really appreciate everybody who is part of this space and you know, involved with our work.
Thank you, Daisy. And it's not just our members of the month. It's not just our staff. It's not just our facilitators. It's not just our outside organizers. It's also all and each and every single one of you, all of our volunteers, all of our active members. So even some of you who can't come to every single one of our member meetings or have to come at 3:30 in the morning and instead decide to spend your time helping us by just volunteering your time, we appreciate you too. So shout out to our data entry volunteers and our mail volunteers, which is collectively over 70 individuals. Thank you to our legislative visit participants, those who participated in both our spring legislative visit series and then also our summer recess visits, which is over 100 of you. Thank you to our phone trainers. Thank you to our curriculum reviewers, our outreach volunteers, and also our tabling volunteers, and every single one of you who post, who reshare, who just uplift us on social media and support in whatever capacity that you have. If you're a donor here tonight and you've donated, thank you so much. Just all of the work that we accomplish here at Initiate Justice, we wouldn't be able to do without each and every single one of you. So thank you with much gratitude from all of us and from all of our over 45.5 thousand inside members and the rest of the impacted community. Just thank you for pushing us towards abolition.
The chat is blowing up, y'all. So keep blowing it up. Like I said, Antoinette and I do go back to review the chat. So if we miss it or whatever the case may be, we will go back and read them. But appreciate everybody who's engaging in the chat and connecting with each other as we continue to uplift what we were able to accomplish this year. So next, I just wanted to give you all a preview of what to look out for in the upcoming year. We have a couple of departments that wanted to highlight some things that they are looking to work on to bring to you all. So just wanted to share with you what those things are, so that way you can eagerly join one of the committee meetings as we approach the new year. So our policy team is working on finalizing a calendar for advocacy committee events and workshops. As Greg's mentioned, that's something that in that space they really want to really help folks be able to build up their skills by providing these resources to them. So that is something that will be coming soon. That way you can take a look at that and see where you can plug in as far as like the events that they are going to be hosting to help you become a better advocate, a stronger advocate for the cause. And they're also planning a lot of things that that are going to be in store for folks who are engaged with the advocacy committee. So they're really excited to work with both new and returning members. And again, if you want to join that committee, we will drop the link in the chat again in a little bit where you can join the committees. But that is something that you can look forward to in the coming year with regards to our policy team. Our inside membership team is also going to continue building on their political power and advocacy skills of the currently incarcerated individuals that we serve by providing opportunities for them to be able to contribute. We are working on some exciting events that we hope to be able to share out with you all soon. But that's something that we really hope to utilize in the coming year. And we also are, this department in particular is working on connecting those who are currently incarcerated with the broader abolitionist movement and really let them know how they can be engaged in their own liberation. So as we mentioned, we are at over 45,000 incarcerated members, which is just in CDCR alone. And so that's half of the number of folks, and we're going to continue to build that up because there is a strong force that we have with those members as they can help us and themselves with the movement that we are trying to build here. And lastly, the committee is seeking to build empathy and maintain using the stories of our inside members through collaboration with our communications team and engaging with the community, so that way we can make sure that folks can see the faces of those that we are serving and who they are, and make sure that they are not forgotten with the entire work that we are doing. So just some things to look out for the upcoming year with this department. In addition, our inside organizing department is going to be looking to conduct at least 5 workshops in California prisons. So if your loved one is interested in becoming an inside organizer, have them reach out to Lee or Adam. That way we can get them on the roster to get the introductory letter. But that is something that we are planning on hosting for our inside organizers in the upcoming year. And also have every mentor that's running the Initiate Justice activity groups at their institution. So hoping to empower our mentors who are going to be able to do this hopefully and support the efforts. That way we can continue to expand and grow in the new year. And lastly, we are hoping that we can continue to expand the committee and the folks who are involved with training, because as I think I saw Rachida say in the chat, it does take a village. I mean, Lee and Adam are the ones that are leading the department, but we need support from volunteers who can help with grading curriculum, who can help with training folks who are wanting to become inside organizers. So that's something that we're going to continue to hope to expand. So please get involved if this is something that you are interested in doing, because we can always use as much support as is necessary, so that way we continue to build up our power on the inside. In addition, our outside membership, we're hoping to be able to introduce some social and community building spaces and also provide more skills building workshops. So that's something that we have seen, especially with the, I guess for lack of a better word, the sampler that we provided in the coming, the past couple of weeks for the webinars that were put on by our interns, as far as the research tips and our tech workshop. So that way we're looking to see and bring more of these in the coming year that really will help build up your toolbox. We already had several great recommendations from folks during our outside membership committee meeting for what they'd like to see in the coming year. And so we're going to be working on those to put them on, and all of these will be made available through our YouTube channel. That way you can access that even if you missed that. We know that earlier, I think it was in 2020, we hosted the webinar Wednesdays, and folks really provided a lot of good feedback as far as enjoying those and being able to rewatch them even later on after it took place. So hoping that we're going to be able to continue to provide that space for you all. For outside organizing, Anthony, I don't know if you wanted to cover this one since you're kind of more in touch with the Institute.
I would absolutely be honored. So outside organizing, I know everyone's wondering. So for those of you who are familiar with the Institute of Impacted Leaders, we will be hosting 3 more cohorts next year. So what does that mean? For some of you who might be new and aren't really familiar with what the Institute of Impacted Leaders is, our Institute of Impacted Leaders program is a 12-week training program designed by directly impacted people for us, directly impacted people. So we teach community organizing. We teach how the policy process works in the state of California and where you can advocate and uplift your experience and the experiences of impacted people in that process. And then we also teach how to directly advocate for your own rights. So that is how we develop our outside organizers. Again, it's a space exclusively for people who are directly impacted by incarceration. We have practical activities where you can actually engage with your legislators and representatives. And we hope and encourage that you leave the Institute of Impacted Leaders taking on leadership roles within Initiate Justice. So our former graduates of the Institute of Impacted Leaders are leading our committees. They are our healing facilitators. They are our Institute of Impacted Leaders facilitators. They are our staff. So I myself am a graduate of the Institute of Impacted Leaders, and many of the staff you see here on the call, Crystal, Michelle, Daisy, are all graduates of the Institute of Impacted Leaders, and many more. So next year, we will be doing 3 cohorts, and our first cohort will be in the spring. And you can expect to see those applications in January, y'all. So next month, by the end of next month, you will see applications open up. We are coming back to LA. We heard you, we've seen the demand, and we are coming back to serve you in the area of Los Angeles. So if you're in LA and you've been interested in a cohort, look out for those applications to be released in January. And then we'll also be having 2 more cohorts in the spring. So there will be another release of applications around May or June. So be on the lookout. And if you are interested in the Institute of Impacted Leaders, but you haven't let us know, make sure that you go to tinyurl.com/request-a-cohort. And I will put that in the chat. That way you can let us know, because we are going to let you know as soon as we start to release applications that they're open and that you can apply to join one of our cohorts. So, sorry, give me 1 second. I'm putting that in the chat. So let us know if you're interested. Again, for people who are directly impacted, by people who are directly impacted. And even our outside organizers and graduates of the Institute of Impacted Leaders go on to lead other initiatives like repealing 3 strikes, other initiatives like dropping LWOP, and so on and so forth. So please, please let us know that you want to get involved. And then outside of that, what you can expect in 2022 from our outside organizing team is going to be more content deep dives. That way we can further engage with, build on our understanding, and learn how it's best for us to practically apply the skills and knowledge that we learned throughout the Institute of Impacted Leaders. Not only that, the landscape changes, right? Organizing changes, things change. And so we can all talk about what that looks like when we're applying our community organizing strategies, or when we're contacting our representatives and legislators, or how do we make sure that we are holding the line on abolition as we are doing this work. So these are the types of dialogues and deep dives that we will be having for our Institute of Impacted Leaders graduates. And also building more community. We heard at the Outside Organizer Retreat that y'all want to be in space with one another, cross cohort with each other as consistently as possible. So we're going to bring you some community building and social events specifically for our Institute of Impacted Leaders graduates. So stay tuned, keep in touch. And if you have any questions, email myself at Antoinette@initiatejustice.org. And I can go ahead and do this one too, which is our healing committee. So again, shout out to our healing committee from going from an idea to complete fruition in 2021. What can we expect in 2022? We can expect more collective healing experiences. So having in-person healing events, utilizing our members' ideas, skills, and knowledge in our own healing, we can expect that as well. We understand that there's so much power in having our individually geared healing circles, but we've also heard that there is a desire for more collective healing, for us to all be in space and heal together through various traumas, through various pains, through various experiences. And so we're going to be bringing you some more collective healing experiences next year. And then also producing some resources and tools that you're able to utilize outside of the healing circles. I mean, they're once a month. So we understand that you're waiting on the healing circles and you're processing things in between healing circles. So we're going to bring you some resources and some tools that you can utilize while you're waiting on the healing circle so you can continue to tend to your needs and be your whole self. We also look forward to bringing in professionals that can explore and introduce different topics that we may want to discuss, and also exploring new topics that improve our overall well-being for ourselves and our loved ones. So stay tuned for what's more to come on with our healing committee and our healing circles. And if you are interested in supporting, providing ideas, helping continue to build out what our healing team looks like, then please make sure that you're showing up to our healing committee meetings once they resume in January. But 2022 is going to be lit, y'all. We have so much more power to build off of, so much more power to utilize, and that's what we're doing in 2022. Okay, so how's everyone feeling? Before I know it's a lot, like where we've been, where we're at, where we're going. How's everyone feeling? How are you feeling about 2022? How are you feeling about 2021? Let us know in the chat how you feel. Deep breathe and stretch. Rashida said, take a deep breath. I probably need to. Water. Well, take your break. Take your breaks if you need water, if you need to breathe, if you need to stress. I have my tea. Yes, Jay, thank you. If you want to share in the chat, like real quick, while we work on our transition into like our next topic for tonight, share in the chat what you're most excited for in 2022, whether that be about abolition in general, whether that be something we shared here tonight about what Initiate Justice is doing. Tell us what you are most excited for. And shout out, Jay, getting off parole. Yes. Freedom. What else are you excited about for 2022? Getting AB 256 passed. Thank you, Crispy. New beginnings. Season 2 of the podcast. I'm excited for that too. And if you're not excited for season 2 of the podcast, it's because you haven't listened to season 1. So make sure you go catch up. Abolition. Okay, thank you. Thank you everyone for sharing. I'm excited for all that's to bring in 2022. And just to continuously be in community with each and every single one of you. Definitely warms my heart every single time I get to spend time with you all, and empowers me and fuels me to keep going in my own fight. So thank you. So right now, what we are going to do is we want to hear from you. We've talked, we've shared, but we want to hear from each and every single one of you. So as we close out 2021, we want to hear your reflections. We want to know what you are grateful for, what you appreciate, and really just give you a space to share some words of encouragement, enlightenment, or appreciation for the movement, for Initiate Justice, whether it's the organization overall, whether it's specific staff members, whether it's specific volunteers and members that you have worked with and been in space and community with. We want to create an opportunity just for you to share and express your thoughts and how you feel and what you are grateful for throughout 2021 and in this movement to abolish prison. So we're going to do this exercise via Jamboard, which pretty much is a sticky note, like a virtual notepad and sticky note. So let me share oh, Daisy's got it. Thank you, Daisy. So do you want to do the tutorial of how to use Jamboard real quick?
Sure. Some folks may be familiar with this especially if you participated in the Institute of Impacted Leaders or came to other member meetings where we've done this. But basically, a Jamboard exercise or a Jamboard in general is just like kind of like a a document where anybody and everybody who has access to the link is able to pin something on here, or in this case, put a postie on here. So as you see on the screen, we have two posties, one with a set of instructions, and the other one is actually from one of our members who couldn't make it tonight, but wanted me to add their sentiments to the board. So for example, this is from Valerie, who wanted to post on here. I want to express my gratitude for the abundance of hope, work, and advocacy. I don't think I've expressed enough how much I appreciate everyone in IJ and how their roles have helped me and so many others. So these are Valerie's thoughts. And so we listed it here first, and she's not able to make it tonight. But you're able to do the same thing here by going down onto the left-hand side of your screen. We're going to share the link in the chat if it hasn't been done so already. But you're going to click on the link in the chat, and that's going to open up the Jamboard for you. And once you're on the Jamboard, you'll notice a set of icons on the left-hand side. And right under this arrow icon is a post-it note symbol. And when you click on that, it's going to bring up a screen, or a window, I'm sorry, where you can type in whatever you want. I'm just gonna put, hi, my name is Daisy. And you can enter whatever you'd like to add to the Jamboard as an appreciation with, to share with the rest of the folks in the community tonight. You can change the color of your sticky note by just clicking on these colors. And then once you have chosen your color, all you have to do is hit save, and it will add it to the board. So I think we have, because I don't have my chat box open, I think we have that listed on there, but once you have access to this, you're able to add your own. And so we'd like to take a couple moments to have folks do this and share with us their reflections and thoughts and appreciation remarks while we're in community together tonight.
And real quick, so the sticky notes only hold so much text. If you have a lot to say, maybe break it up in a couple of sticky notes. That way you are able to still see the full text. Once that little bar at the bottom while you're typing gets yellow and then red, you're running out of space. So sign with your name, put to be continued or whatever, and do it and use a new sticky note. But we do encourage that you sign with your name or your initials. We would like to know, who's sharing what with us. So if you're open and comfortable with that, please share your name. But we've just plugged that into the chat. We also welcome, if you have, for any reason, limited access to getting onto the Jamboard for any reason, then we welcome you to share it in the chat, and we will add it to the Jamboard, or you can raise your hand and we will ask you to unmute and we will type it onto the Jamboard for you. But if you're able to, click that link, add a sticky note, and just let us know what you're grateful for, something you appreciate. Maybe it's a new experience you had or a new encounter that you had that you are grateful for. Are there any questions? And we'll just give you like a few minutes to share, to put it in the chat, to unmute. Any questions? No questions? No? Okay, well, I will share mine out loud while everyone adds theirs to the Jamboard. I just want to express my appreciation for how dedicated every single one of you are. We have our regular lives, we have work, we have home, some of us have children, some of us are in school, some of us have various other commitments, some of us are working in 20 different organizations in this fight to abolish prisons, but you all make sure you have time and energy to commit to our work here at Initiate Justice. So thank you for that devotion.
Can I ask you a question real fast?
Yes.
How you doing? My name is Minister King X. I'm the director of California Prison Focus, Cage Universal. So I'm really enjoying what I'm hearing here today. But I was wondering if you guys was ever interested to promote your initiatives through the culture and arts, meaning what we're doing here at California Prison Focus. Obviously, we got a newspaper that's been around for like 31 years. So we would love to share a lot of the narrative here, especially with the issues that's going on right now with the elders. Have you guys ever considered looking into some of the men that was incarcerated inside of solitary confinement for over 30 to 40 years? There's a big movement going around right now under the agreement to come home, where we asking people to get involved with Liberate Our Elders through a strategic release. So I think that's something that we should look at in 22, because it's starting to catch on fire in Texas, New York. It's a big movement going on right now with Liberate Our Elders. And I think we all should really sit down and look at the narrative behind that, because it also going to abolish the 13th Amendment. So I just want to...
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing that. I think I wanted to also share that it sounds like you would be definitely a great fit for our advocacy committee space, because they're actually, that is where Greg and Sarah, who lead our policy team, and they're the ones that really are kind of like leading the work as far as the types of bills that we work on and campaigns that we engage. They have, in addition to the committee meetings, where it's a general space for folks who are involved in that committee to show up, there's also policy office hours. And so those are just open, kind of like if you're familiar with like the school system, where they have like office hours for professors, where you can just pop in and talk to the teacher. Same idea and concept here is that policy office hours is an open space for anybody to come and talk policy with Greg, and you know, just kind of get engaged in those discussions. I see Taina, your hand's also raised, so I'll see to you.
Yeah, no, thanks, Daisy. And while everybody is putting up their Post-it notes and their appreciations, like I just wanted to take a second and say like how much I appreciate everybody. I think a lot of folks probably know me. For folks who don't, my name is Taina. My pronouns are she, her. I'm the founder and executive director of Initiate Justice. And I've just been having like a moment just sitting here like watching I don't know, just all of the incredible things that everybody like on staff and volunteers, members, organizers inside, organizers outside have helped us to accomplish over the last year. This energy is amazing. I have to be in a lot of meetings in the evening and not in other meetings where the energy is this upbeat. So I just want to say thank you so much, Daisy and Antoinette, for always like bringing so much like intentionality to these spaces, to everybody who's on the staff team, to everybody who has like put in lots of work and effort, you know, to make policy change, but also to inspire hope. Because more than anything, it's really important for me that folks know that, you know, just because you're impacted by incarceration doesn't mean that you don't have a voice. I want us to stop saying things like giving voice to the voiceless. Like everybody has a voice, everybody has opportunities to have their, you know, their stories and their experiences heard and to make a change. So I just wanted to like personally share like how grateful I am for everybody here, for all of the hard work. It does not go unnoticed, even though sometimes it might feel thankless. I see y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm grateful for everybody here. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Taina. And there's tons of appreciations going up on the Jamboard. So thank you for sharing them. I know that some people are saying that they're truly blessed to be a part of such an amazing organization, and grateful to their institute facilitators, Crystal and Serafine. So shout out to Crystal and Serafine. You are being acknowledged. Grateful for Taina sharing her medicine of wisdom and knowledge. I'm grateful for our IJ Familia and honored for our great leaders. IJ, love and respect to you all. So Taina, you are being honored as well in this space. And then just so many other, I'm so happy to have been accepted in this space and given a space to heal, unpack, and train. Forever faithful to IJ. There's so many, and I can't even read them all because I just getting super excited and overwhelmed with emotions just reading them and looking at them. But to what you said, Taina, for inspiring hope, like just thank you, Initiate Justice, for really, inspiring hope. I think that's just something that we don't get, right? We're so hopeless sometimes. And I definitely found hope through Initiate Justice and found like a light that there is a future, there is freedom, there is a better tomorrow. So thank you, IJ. Thank you, Taina. Thank you to our founders, our like initial supporters and donors, and so grateful.
I'm having such a fun time watching folks draw and erase the marks on the screen, which is very entertaining. So please keep it. But just look at the board light up with so many post-its, and just really thankful for folks for participating in this and sharing with us these remarks, because we are going to share them with our team, so that way they can also look at them and really just kind of like express to you all how grateful we are for having you be part of our movement, because this really can't be done without your support. I think Taina even mentioned in the chat, yesterday was Giving Tuesday, and there were several folks who donated to Initiate Justice, and we're really appreciative of folks who are able to really put the word out and make sure folks are aware of who we are, because we are an organization that's led directly by people who are impacted by the system. And so we are really grateful for folks for trusting us and leading this work and making sure that we can help secure the freedom of so many folks who are still left behind, bringing home our brothers, sisters, siblings, aunts, uncles, family, friends, loved ones, parents, and reuniting families and friends through this work, one bill at a time, one committee meeting at a time, one campaign at a time. So just really wanted to add that to the table with you all here in space tonight, especially because there's a lot of first timers. This is usually the energy of our meetings tonight. And so you just kind of get to see the highlight of it now that we're closing out the year with our last meeting of 2021.
If I may jump in. Hey everybody, it's Efrain. There was just one on the Jamboard that really like hit me, and I really wanted to shout it out. Just oh my god, I lost it. Sorry. And there was one here that I read, and it was just says, I don't think I ever felt like I belonged somewhere before finding IJ. I am grateful for the intentionality and thoughtfulness and dedication of those I have met so far, and I look forward to 2022. That was from Jasmine, and I really wanted to say that, I really felt that one, and thank you for that, and just reminding me, because I think for myself, one of my causative factors growing up and that led me into my lifestyle was I never felt I belonged, whether it was my family, the people around me. And that is one of the reasons why I fell in love with IJ, and I'm here. I started off as a volunteer, and I'm here now because I felt like I belonged, and love that it includes not only formerly incarcerated people such as myself, but our families, our loved ones, those who care about us, those who fight for us out here. And it's a big community of people that really truly love and care for each other. So I just want to shout that one out, because that one really, touched me. Thank you.
Jay, I see your hands raised. Please feel free to share.
get right. Hey everybody, so I'm Jay. JH Senior, it's a pleasure to be here. As someone who's formerly incarcerated and who have been embraced from day one since I wrote IJ a letter as an incarcerated individual and felt the love from, paper, which we know some of us write organizations, and then 10 years later, you never heard from them. IJ, every time I wrote a letter to IJ, I heard it, response within, a month and a half or so or whatever. And it was such a blessing just to have that love and have it reciprocated. And even after expressing interest and wanting to get involved when I get out, to be embraced and say, come on, join us. And I was like, what, so it's a pleasure to be here, to be involved with this family and to have my personal family involved and, to feel the love, feel the constant advocacy, have the friendship and people I can lean on and trust, and just be in space and know that, for someone like myself who felt, after incarceration that there was no space in advocacy for me, to have that whole thought process just demolished within, weeks is amazing. So I really appreciate you all, from policy to healing, advocacy, inside organizing, everybody. I appreciate all the volunteers. I appreciate everybody who stands in the trenches with us, and all the loved ones and stakeholders, and especially the IJ team. Like, you all are just so amazing, and it's just great to be there. I want to be at every meeting, but unfortunately, got this monitor, so it's kind of hard to travel. But I appreciate all y'all, and I need to let y'all know. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jay, for sharing. Daryl, I see your hand is raised as well. I think you're muted.
Okay, I'm here. This is my first time joining this group, and I must say it's a pleasure. I'm a formerly incarcerated guy myself. I've been home for the last 13 years, though. And these been the best years of my life. But while I was incarcerated, my youngest son caught a case and they gave him life without the possibility of parole. He went to jail when he was 20 years old, and he's 36 now. And, I just need to surround my people that share these same pains I got, and maybe I can find some solutions to help bring my baby home to me. And like I say, once again, it's a pleasure to be a part of this right now, and I will continue to get involved with y'all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Daryl. First of all, just echoing a lot of folks who are sharing in the chat, welcome home and congrats, because it is, like a struggle sometimes with so many barriers in place that, seek to send folks back in. And so we're grateful that you are with us tonight and for your continued efforts and involvement to help bring your son home. This is the community and the right space for you, as we have several folks here who are definitely in this fight with us to do that. So just wanted to thank you for sharing tonight. And Andy, I see your hand is also raised.
Yeah, I just want to. Can I speak? I just want to say that it's so grateful to see people with the same cause, with the same desire to want to fight, with the same thing that's not after money, that's not after following capitalism and making this something about money or even creating, but it has the passion to really want to change the system, and that my thoughts are not as crazy as everybody was telling me around me. Even those people that have been affected with me spending my whole adult life incarcerated, but finding people that could see a world without no prisons, to see that it's deeper than just the prison system, but that the whole system got to be demolished. And it's good not to fight alone, because I thought that this fight was going to be a fight that I was going to have to take on my own. But that's why, for y'all following y'all dreams and y'all desire, I didn't have to fight on my own. I found a family. So thank you so much for each and one of you.
Thank you for sharing those sentiments, Andy. And we're thrilled that you are part of the group of outside organizers since you just graduated from a cohort recently. So congratulations and welcome to the fight. And we're going to work on this together. Sandra, I see your hand is also up.
Yes, you know, I have to say something, especially to you, Daisy. It's been exactly, even though like we don't talk often, but it's been almost a year since I met you and started seeing you on Facebook. And I always have to bring that up because I want to thank you personally. Because of you, my whole life has changed. And I want to thank, obviously, Initiate Justice, Taina, and everybody else. And specifically also Greg, because of the empowerment and the fight that woke up within me. And now it's on. I guess that's what I could say, to find the appropriate words. And I'm very grateful, because if it wasn't for you being persistent and posting and sharing, and I still won't forget your specific words, as you said, if you haven't heard back from the Initiate Justice application, resubmit. And so I did, and that's where everything just changed for me. And so I'm very grateful to you. Many blessings, because you don't know what you've done for me, and everybody knows, and I always talk about it. You know, my husband got 33 years, but he's coming home because I'm not stopping. And just the overall empowerment and the power that Initiate Justice, but specifically you, Daisy, I want to thank you, and I'm grateful. And I just pray that God would, bless you abundantly for everything that you've done for us, but especially my daughter. And so thank you very much. And thank you, Greg. I hope you're listening. Efrain and Ground, they were my facilitators, and they're the bomb, especially Greg. All the information, you're very knowledgeable. And that's my safe space, is the advocacy group and the policy group. And, I hope to be able to grow with this team. And I just want to thank you. So thank you very much, Daisy, for being a life changer.
Thank you for sharing that, Sandra. And echoing for folks who are new, again, if you're learning who makes up our team, Greg is our policy manager, and he wants you all to become the experts in leading this change. So definitely, if wanting to learn more about bills and policy is something that you're interested in, hit up the advocacy committee and hit up Greg. He will make sure that you are in this fight and have all the tools you need to successfully advocate for the campaigns that we are pushing for. So thankful to Greg for being able to really uplift the voices of the folks who are out here trying to bring their loved ones home. So thank you for those comments, Sandra. And Denise, I see your hand is up. Thank you for being so patient. Feel free to unmute yourself.
Okay. My name is Denise Cully, and I'm the director to Jesus Prayer Ministry all through the United States, but mostly here in California. A lot of my brothers and mijos that they adopted me as their mama. Life without parole, 3 strikes, the elderly. So many of them have been denied. And I know we've been fighting the life without parole to be demolished, and 3 strikes too. And I see that you guys are connected with that. And our ministry, we're a pen pal ministry. We write letters and do support letters and everything else for the brothers and sisters here in California. So I knew about you guys, but I never came on to Zoom. So now, since I'm on it, I do like to get connected. So then we can get the the guys that are in California to get connected with you guys too, that are under these different ones.
Thank you, Denise. And that sounds like maybe you should email Crystal or Efrain, who manage our inside membership team. We'll drop those emails in the chat because that's kind of like where we direct folks who are inside first as the, like kind of like the first stopping point. So definitely recommend you connect with that. But grateful to hear that you're with us tonight. Hopefully you enjoy the energy. And a lot of folks who are here for the first time, hopefully you see that Initiate Justice monthly member meetings are no normal Zoom meetings. You will leave here very energized with the amazing energetic spirit of our team members. But thank you again for sharing, Denise.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for participating in this activity, for sharing your thoughts and reflections. And just once again, thank you for continuously contributing your time, your energy, your efforts, your resources to Initiate Justice into our fight to abolish prisons. Y'all hang out with us every first Wednesday of the month for 2 hours. And I just think that that is amazing and very inspiring, because that means that you enjoy being in community with us. So thank you for listening to me and Daisy talk every first Wednesday of the month for 2 hours. So as we close out our last meeting of 2021, I'm actually going to pass it to Daisy to honor, uplift, and acknowledge our December member of the month.
Awesome. So we are at the end of the meeting. That's usually the indicator that we're at the end. So thank you for hanging tight with us. Hopefully you all were able to find something that you're excited to look forward to in the upcoming year with one of the departments that really got you excited for work next year. But at the end of the meeting, we highlight one Initiate Justice member who we feel needs to be recognized for their work. And so I looked at the participants and I don't see him here tonight, which is very rare. I don't think I've ever seen him miss a meeting. So I'm hoping he's okay, but regardless, we're gonna make sure we do our due diligence and give him the honor and recognition he deserves, and we'll send him back the timestamp so we can look at this later in the when this is uploaded. But tonight we are proud to recognize Larry as our December member meeting of the month. For folks who have not had the pleasure of meeting Larry, as I mentioned, usually he's here every member meeting with Stephanie, who is his granddaughter, and both of them graduated from our San Fernando Valley Institute of Impacted Leaders cohort this summer. And so we felt we wanted to recognize Larry's efforts tonight because Larry has been seen in the spaces for Initiate Justice as an active member who participates in committee meetings, especially advocacy committee. Larry is definitely a strong supporter of our work and is seen showing up at rallies in the local Los Angeles area with poster boards like Ready to Rock Out IJ, and advocates for our bills in the various spaces that he is in, that in groups that he's involved with in the LA region. So Larry has been very proactive in his own community just to get the word out about IJ bills and getting that support. But in addition, he also has the courage to really ask questions and be vulnerable in Abolition Corner, where we've seen so many people learn and grow. And for those who are new, Abolition Corner is also one of the events that is hosted by our policy department through the advocacy committee. And that's where we can have conversation on what abolition is. And so this is really a space where we've seen Larry be able to help folks really push their level of comfort and learning, so that way we can be as strong advocates as we can in the movement that we are in. And in particular, my experience with Larry is in seeing him participate in legislative meetings with state representatives on advocating for our bills. Larry is always actively participating in these and making sure that legislators know about the impact that their decision has on families like his who are supporting an incarcerated loved one and are waiting for changes to legislation so that way their loved one can come home as well. So tonight we wanted to recognize Larry as our final member of the month for the year, and just join me in again thanking him for his work. You will likely have encountered him if you are involved in the advocacy committee and other spaces, or even come to the mail nights, where sometimes you'll see him with his grandchildren and answering mail at the same time. So congratulations, Larry, for member of the month. We hope you enjoy this when you watch this again, and that I did you justice in recognizing your efforts. But that is it for our segment tonight. We are it's a wrap for 2021. We have our next member meeting on Wednesday, January 5th at 6:30 p.m. And we'll make sure we send out an email with the reminder and the link for you all in an email. So if you're not signed up for our email list, make sure you are by going to our website and signing up for that. And we also want to make sure that you guys are all looking out for the applications of Institute of Impact and Leaders. We'll remind you all again at the January meeting. But in addition, if you're here for the first time, follow us on social media. We just got on TikTok as a platform and have been seeing a growth as far as like our presence on there. So check out our videos. Let us know what you think, what you'd like to see. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. That's where we usually post announcements as far as what's going on with IJ. And again, if you want to sign up for a committee, be sure to fill out this form that I'm dropping in the chat. I see 32 unread messages in the chat, so I'm definitely going to go back and look at those later on. But in the chat, I am dropping the link to join a committee, and I think that's all I have. Antoinette, I'll leave it to you for anything else you wanted to add.
Yeah, no, I just shared in the chat. Follow Initiate Justice on all platforms at Initiate Justice. You can tune into our work, get reminders, be notified about upcoming meetings and events on our social media platforms. And then also, if you're interested in our Institute of Impacted Leaders cohort, remember, we are launching our next cohort in January. So if you're interested, please fill out that link, tinyurl.com/request a cohort. That has been dropped in the chat. And then also, like she said, our next member meeting is going to be January 5th. You'll be able to register after tonight at that meeting at tinyurl.com/IJ monthly. So again, after tonight, you can go on that link. We'll send it out in an email as well. But thank you everyone for staying on with us. We appreciate you. And we hope everyone has a lovely evening.
And if it's your first time, please stay behind for orientation. We'll make sure to make it quick. But otherwise, happy holidays. If you celebrate any, have a good night. We'll see you in January, and stay safe out there, my friends.
Bye.